Lately, I have been wondering how best to provide feedback to my students. I have then generated a browser extension to help with this. Let me give you a quick overview first, then go through the workflow in more details. In some of my courses, my students write code, work on projects and such, and that code is maintained on GitHub. I wanted a good way to provide feedback and comments, and an easy way for the students to go through these comments. I looked at various options like GitHub Classroom or using pull requests or commenting on commits, but none of these really suited me. So I got my AI to generate a browser plugin for me. It has been an interesting adventure. It is like 99% AI generated code, and I have about 2,500 lines of code. I basically only created the icons myself. The plugin source code is also available on my GitHub if you are curious. Now, let me give you a quick tour. This here is the repository I have tested stuff on. The first feature is this weekly comment icon here. It shows how many comments have been added. Comments are done as issues, but in a specific way. I'll show that shortly. Clicking on the icon takes you to the first comment. So it opens the file referenced by that comment. In this file we have some lines highlighted in green. These are referenced by a comment. There are small icons which displays the actual comment when mousing over. On the right side is an overview of all comments added to the repository, sorted by file. And that's the short version. Now let me give you the longer version and explain how this is used. First, I will start by showing how to add feedback, and then go into details about the features of the plugin, and finally how to install it. So I'm currently wearing the hat of the teacher. I want to give feedback on some file. I look through the files and I find a line I want to add a comment to. I click on the line number, which will show the little 3 dot options menu. Clicking that, and then I shift click the reference in new issue. That's just to open in a new window, which I can then close and not lose track of where I was. The extension will automatically set the title to comment. In this process, I don't use the title for anything, so I just have it autofilled. You'll notice a permanent link to the place in the code, and the caret is positioned and ready for the comment. So I just type that out. Pressing Ctrl Enter will submit the issue, and then Ctrl W to close the window. So I think the process of adding a comment is fairly quick. And I can just refresh over here to have the comment show up. So that was a single line comment. If you want a multi-line comment, you have to first click the line number and then hold Shift down and then click another line number. You can now see how multiple lines are selected. And then it's just the same process to add a comment. From a teacher point of view, this is basically all there is to it. Now let's head back to the repository root and pretend to be a student. I think whenever an issue is created, they get an email notification, so they will probably be spammed a bit. Maybe they can turn off that notification, but at least there should be no doubt when a new feedback is available. So we have the weekly icon again. It shows there are a number of comments available. This number counts open issues, which references a line of code. You may notice the number of open issues is higher because for testing purposes, I have created an issue which does not reference a line of code, and it's therefore filtered out. Clicking the comment icon, we are taken to the first comment. I showed this just a minute ago, but let's just redo it. Line numbers are highlighted in green if they are referenced by a comment. The comment icons will display the comment when you mouse over. In the toolbar to the top right, there is a comment icon which will toggle the right side panel. The panel shows an overview of all comments sorted by file. Clicking a comment will scroll to that line in the currently open file, and clicking a comment in a different file will open that file. If a comment is too long to show entirely, you can mouse over it and it will expand. At the top of the right side panel, there is a garbage can to clear the cache. The circular arrow will refresh the list, and the X will close the panel. When a student has read and dealt with a comment, they can mouse over it and click the little icon which appears. This will open the issue in a new window. They can close the issue and then the window, and they are back to where they were. They can refresh the list if they want the dealt with comment to disappear. The last thing is that the extension can be toggled off if you wish. Find the extension up here. You can see the extension is currently on, and click it to turn it off. That's currently all of the features. It is not currently available from the browser extension marketplace. I should get that done eventually. But if you want to install it, you find my repository here. There's a generated README file. I should proofread that at some time. You can look through the code should you want to verify what it does. And you download it here and unpack the zip file into a folder. Then you open a new tab and navigate to edge://extensions. You toggle the developer mode over to the left, then load unpacked, and select the unzipped folder. You should then see the extension down here, and that's it. Then it's installed. That's all for now. I may dream up more features later on, and I should figure out how to get this more publicly available. And finally, thanks for watching.